January 15th, 1990. It began as an ordinary Monday, but within hours, it would become the largest communications failure in American history. That day, airlines couldn't take reservations, hospitals couldn't make long-distance calls, and millions of Americans picked up their phones and heard nothing but silence. Within hours, the nation's entire long-distance network collapsed. But what caused a collapse this massive? The answer began with a single switch. Back in 1990, there were no texts, no email, not even basic internet. If you wanted to reach someone across the country, your voice had to travel through thousands of miles of copper lines and massive digital switches like AT&T's for ESS. These machines routed millions of calls every hour. They were built to be unstoppable, but on that day, one of them wasn't. And that tiny red light meant a giant part of America's phone network had just gone dark. But to understand why this was so catastrophic, you need to know what these digital switches really were. Imagine picking up your phone in New York and calling Los Angeles, nearly 4,000 kilometers away. Your voice wouldn't travel in a straight line. It would pass through dozens of digital switching centers, each one acting like an automated traffic controller, routing thousands of calls every single second. Engineers believed this system was practically indestructible. Almost. Until that day, January 15th. At 2:25 p.m., a switching center in New York experienced a small fault. Nothing unusual. These digital switches would occasionally restart themselves, clearing their memory, just like rebooting a computer. When the switch came back online, it sent a standard message to its neighboring switches. "I'm back. I'm ready. You can send your calls." But this time, something went wrong. Was it just a coincidence? Or was someone behind it? When the neighboring switches received that message, they restarted themselves as well. And that's exactly where the trouble began. A software update introduced back in 1988 had quietly injected a hidden flaw into the code. Whenever one switch rebooted, it unintentionally triggered its neighbor to reboot too, and that one triggered another, and another, like a row of falling dominoes. A feedback loop, an endless chain reaction, began rippling through the entire network. Long-distance calls dropped, systems froze, control centers lit up with alarms. Engineers watched in disbelief as America's most trusted communications network kept restarting itself over and over and over again. If hackers weren't responsible, then what was? By the end of the day, more than 60 million calls had failed. Airlines lost millions of dollars. Credit card systems went down. Even some emergency lines stopped working. AT&T suspected sabotage. The FBI and the NSA launched full investigations, but there was no hacker, no virus, no conspiracy. After 9 hours of panic and investigation, engineers finally uncovered the truth. A single line of C code, written back in 1988. It was meant to improve error handling, harmless on paper. But hidden inside that line was a feedback loop no one had ever noticed. One reset triggered another. That one triggered the next, and the next, over and over, until the entire national network collapsed under a chain reaction sparked by a single, tiny mistake. After a 9-hour nationwide shutdown caused by a single hidden mistake, AT&T apologized. They faced heavy criticism, and their software testing standards were rewritten from the ground up. For decades, the telecommunications industry studied this event as a warning, a reminder carved into the history of modern technology. Because the 1990 AT&T outage became a symbol of one simple truth: even the smallest mistake can break everything. And today, in a world where artificial intelligence systems, cloud infrastructure, and global financial networks are all interconnected, are we truly prepared for the next invisible flaw?